Hello, investors, and welcome back. Let's talk about Mullen, or ticker symbol MULN. It took off upwards of 180% today. I sent out a notification on the community tab that I was going to take profits. I'm looking for a re-entry point. I believe there could be one, but just due to this market volatility, I want you to be very, very careful. This was an absolute volume play, but does it have further to go? I want to show you the filings that came out today. I also want to go through some news, and I want to clarify some things that we don't have to wait until 2024, 2025 for this business to really start generating revenue. They might be producing vans at the end of Q2 or in Q2. They'll be generating some revenue, but is it going to be enough? There could be additional momentum on this play. That's really the point that I want to make up front. If you want to hear about more stocks that I don't do videos on, be sure to check out the Patreon. I've covered things like Chevron, Lightbridge, Coca-Cola, the list goes on. I'm going to cover some of those later this evening. I'm going to open up the Patreon to everyone so that way you can see exactly what's in there so you can decide if you want to support the channel. Also, be sure to check out the 5 free stocks with a MooMoo account. There's some great stuff in there. You get free level 2 data. You get free 5 stocks, up to 5 free stocks. It's only for U.S. citizens. And also the Discord is absolutely free. Join us. We got a community of great, absolutely fantastic people in there making really solid calls. They're highlighted in green so that way you know who the lead contributors are. Welcome. Love to have you. Let's share as a community this solid information on these runners. Let's work together to build wealth. Nobody should be struggling out there. That's what I want to do. I want to bring you the facts about businesses so you can make your own investment decisions. Let's get straight into the video. So I talked about this briefly this morning that Mullen had released data collection from solid state cells testing showing impressive results, including a range of 600 plus miles on a full charge and over 300 miles of range delivered in 18 minutes with DC fast charging. Solid state polymer batteries are slated for the second generation of MULN 5 EV crossover. Key to understand here is the potential, and that this is for the second generation of MULN 5 EV crossover. And in here it says Mullen is working towards utilizing solid state polymer battery packs in its second generation, not the first generation, the second generation of MULN 5 EV crossover with in-vehicle prototype testing set for 2025. Yes, I said prototype testing for 2025. So this technology will not make it into the first generation of battery or first generation of vehicle and other advanced battery technologies that they're working on. So it's continuing to do extensive research and development. Everyone else is also coming up with their next generation of battery. They might have 2 generations of batteries out by 2025. Maybe not. Maybe just 1. But I believe everybody's on the same course of battery cell development and putting more money in there. Now it does say that they recently announced a string of key partnerships, so it doesn't appear that this company's going away anytime soon. So I do believe that this still has potential momentum. Now, earlier this morning, I wasn't seeing strong evidence, and I still don't see super strong evidence of revenue coming in, but they do look like they're still on track to deliver their EV cargo van fleet vehicles in Q2. And I remain skeptical because these businesses are not your friends. They are not your friends. I just want to make sure that you stay very, very focused on giving these guys a hard time and digging deep and really pressing the bear case before you get super bullish. Now, Mullen plans to build out a 1.2 million square foot building on its 100-acre site in Mississippi to go along with its existing 124,000 square feet facility. So in this 124,000 square feet facilities where they're working now to make these Class 1, Class 2 cargo vans, targeting a potential package and delivery electric vehicle growth market. So that is happening. It was confirmed, by a local newspaper source, which is always good to see. So let's talk about these vans and let's take a look at the Mullen 1 EV fleet. We got the Class 1 commercial cargo van here, and this gets 160 miles in range, which I would say it's okay, right? Class 2 commercial vans, you just got to decide, we're only doing local deliveries with these, parts runs, so on and so forth. So let's see what kind of key partnerships they have and how many vans they plan on delivering, and we'll talk about those numbers in just a second. There's also a validation process commences. This happened back in December. So it looks like they're doing everything that they need to do to be on schedule. They're saying they're on schedule, but we need to see proof. So if we look at the filings that came out today, there were 2 filings, and I've got those both pulled up. I would encourage you to go back and review these in more detail if you are a long-term shareholder. If you're just using this as a momentum play, then this is also good to know. But the Series C preferred stock and warrants, if you have Series C stocks or you've got warrants, then this applies to you. The second part is the one that I'm really looking at, is that they took out a loan, and there's some obligations to this loan. So $5 million, obviously any amount of money that they're going to have to generate, raise capital by issuing shares, that's potentially something that they could end up doing. If this price starts to climb a little further, I would not be surprised. So that's why I just want you to be really careful. So the prospectus supplement is also what was included in their share filings, and it could be really important to understand what the shares of common stock are, that general number. But down here, there's going to be some additional details, and it outlines which percentage of shares of common stock are owned after offering, if greater than 1%, and if it's not greater than 1%, then they've got a little asterisk here. So feel free to check that out also. Now let's check out the revenue estimate for the end of the year. Now, of course, we've only got one analyst covering this, but we do have $146 million that we need to make off of vans in 2 quarters to be able to hit that target, or this isn't one you want to hold going into earnings. All right, if we take a look at the charts, you can see this is where we closed on Friday, sitting at about 68, 67 cents, and then over the weekend, this ran up. We got that news very early in the morning. It went about 60%. It tried to close once the market opened at about 110, 111, and then actually came down to close right here, right under $1. It went as far down as 95 cents. So that was the volatility. People jumped in right there. You can see 98 cents. And then this got solid green candle action, showing upward momentum in the 30-minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid green candles. And then it started to go sideways right here at 150, where you could look and see this potentially could come back down to try and test support. And that's what you have here, 155, where those wicks didn't quite close. It tested that. Then it started to run up where I thought it was time to get out. You had a massive green, or you had a massive red candle here, and that's where trading was halted. And that's why I've got this line drawn in here. But you can see we were firmly sitting on an uptrend in the 30-minute chart. Now, if we go to the 5-minute chart, and this is what I click between, is the 5-minute chart and the 1-minute chart. When I'm trying to decide what exactly is happening, you can see it really shows very clearly that this really started to go sideways, that it was trying to hit support. It was really meeting resistance really early on right here. And these first 4 candlesticks, this first 20 minutes right here, it was at about $1.84, and that's where I made my exit point. You have to understand you're going to leave some on the table. I really wasn't concerned about this up here. I had taken all this action, and now I'm looking for a re-entry point. That's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments below. The last thing that I'll say is you can see this RSI trending indicator starting to, where it was sitting very nicely above here, it's starting to want to try and trend down. And you never know what's happening with this market, so just trade safe out there. Congratulations to all of you who made some money, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.